You don't have to be blood to be family. That really shows just the power and the blessing of adoption. That's something super special to me, knowing that you'll forever be a part of this amazing family on earth, and you'll eternally be a part of this family in heaven. So yeah, I was adopted at a very young age, 5 weeks in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by Willie and Corey Robertson, who are my parents. And at that point, we were not on national television, just a regular, normal family. Growing up, I always knew that I was a little different, just in like my skin tone and the way that I looked. I had different hair than a lot of my siblings. I was okay with that. I had a friend, and his name was Will too, and I always just called him my mini-me. We grew up going to church together, grew up going to summer camp together, and we had the same haircut, same skin tone, and so we were just two peas in a pod, and we were best friends for years. Years went on, and I never really got to see him a lot, because we got busy. That was it. It was just such a normal life. And then 2011, 2012 is whenever Duck Dynasty started. That came with just a lot of people, talking about us positively and negatively. For me specifically, it was I adopted? Why was I adopted? Am I mixed? Am I black? And why did they adopt a mixed child? I'm just a part of his family, and that's all you need to know. It messed with me just a little bit. I wondered who I was outside of the Robertson family. I still had the curiosity of my identity, and it wasn't until middle school where I started getting some of those answers. My mom sits me down and she said, "Hey, do you remember Will, your mini-me?" I was like, "Yeah, I remember mini-me." And she said, "He is your brother." My best friend for years, who looked exactly like me, was my brother. And I remember feeling so much joy, I had found some family on my biological side. It was the coolest moment ever. A couple months later, we were at a basketball game. I got to talk and meet my brother for the first time as my brother. And I got to meet my biological mom, Emily, for the first time. She had my younger brother, Will, and how his name is Will is because she was going to name me Will anyway, before she had chosen to put me up for adoption. I was still going to be Will regardless. I never felt any resentment because I know that she had stuff that she needed to figure out with God. How I understood God growing up, it was very just surface level. I just knew that he was, our God in heaven, and that he sent his son to die on the cross and, free us from sin. Having the Lord orchestrate this moment in this story of my life, aside from being in the Robertson family, but discovering my birth family was something that I never could have imagined. I absolutely 100% think that God had his hand over everything about this story. I have my father, Willie Robertson, and then I have my Heavenly Father, who in both ways adopted me into their family. But little did I know the plan he had of meeting my brother, little Will, who has been my brother the whole time. There was no other way that it could have happened but God. I learned that He is way more than just a man up in the sky, that He is a father, and that He is a friend. My relationship with my birth mom got even stronger too. We share a lot of the same traits, so she can sing. She's an amazing singer. And that's the connection that my birth mom and I have. I started actually putting my voice to work and singing, and started getting more passionate about worship. Ultimately turning into the biggest blessing. I get a call from a pastor who is a very close friend of ours, wanting to recruit me for worship and being on staff, and then being recruited by my sister for Ella worship. Me fully stepping into my calling of being in worship ministry. It's been the greatest joy just to sing and to lift up my voice and to lift up His name. For me to, discover my family while being a part of this massive and well-known family, being able to share our lives and just be true to ourselves and just share the light of Jesus everywhere. That really shows just the power and the blessing of adoption. You don't have to be blood to be family. My name is Will Robertson, and I am second. Where there's to go, will you lead the way? Outside my comfort zone. When you call on me, I'll be ready to come home. Come home. When I hear your voice, I'll know the way to come home. Come home.